Hello and welcome to CLOL. Today I'll be casting over University of Louisville versus Rose-Hulman University. As you can tell from my stumbling, we're gonna have a good stream today. In terms of the bracket, is a bit complicated, but the general consensus for the U of L side is it's a decently hard struggle to get through the bracket as it is now. But if we lose this game, it'll be nigh impossible. So really wanting a win here and looking kind of into pregame stuff. How strong are we compared to Rose Hellman? In terms of ranks, it's pretty similar. Some plats, golds, and a 1-2 spots silver. We are currently waiting for Rose Hellman to join the lobby. Given wrong code. So queuing up here, we should be on a delay from the actual game. Start time was at 4. And yeah, waiting to get in here. So side selection should be on U of L side. We'll see if they pick blue or red. If you haven't seen a game before, we like to play around our mid jungle a lot. So I'm expecting if it's a blue side, there's a high prio pick, either probably jungle that we want to grab if it's not banned. I don't want to give up too much information. We'll start to see how draft goes. If we do pick red side, we want that counter pick. I'm guessing it'll be counter pick mid lane. There are some high prio picks this patch specifically. ASOL is available for CLOL, so we'll see if ASOL gets picked up. If not, then Anivia, Victor, Duke is really comfortable on control mages. The other mid is also comfortable on a wide selection of picks. Actually, just doing some pre-game scouting, the champ pools for both teams are not only strong in the meta, but wide. So ban should be a really, really important aspect in this series. Asking if draft law or in-game draft would be better for our experience, probably everyone's experience, but draft law is, available if someone doesn't own all the champions. Of course, if you pick a champion, if you want to draft for a champion, but one of your players doesn't have them, then you can't pick them in the in-game draft. That's actually an interesting point for both teams. One sub on our side, U of L side for top lane, and then Rose Hellman having a sub for jungle. And we are going into draft law. So wait one moment while I set this up. Okay, so we will be in the spectator's view of this. Probably see a black screen right now. 1 second. All right. All right, we're in. Oh, make sure you can actually. All right. And we are going through bans. U of L did pick blue side, banning Seraphine and Hecarim. Rose Holman on red, banning Anivia Draven. Third ban coming through is the Ashe, taken away from actually both picks bot lane, AD and support. And Maokai getting taken away from jungle. Insta-locking Udyr for U of L. Very strong pick in solo queue meta. Just, I think, all his builds are good. AP, AD, AoE, single target with Tiger Stance, or not Tiger Stance anymore. I'm not an Udyr player, so I don't know his abilities to the T, but I know playing against him, very sticky, a lot of damage, is a definite power pick. On the other side, Sejuani, very good pro pick. Not super high prevalence in solo queue just because it's a pretty selfless pick, team oriented, but definitely a team fight oriented pick. With Asol, it is up and it was picked, but it is available for counter pick from U of L. And Silas is the hover. We'll see if that gets picked in against Asol. I know Asol, late game team fight monster, will just do a ton of AoE damage and really swing a fight. But the weak point is early game. Silas, early game, lots of damage. If he can jump on Asol and if Udyr paths, so we get early ganks mid, Asol is going to have a lot of problems. So if this is a mid-centric game, which I believe it will be, because both Asol and Silas can carry a game once they get started, then Sejuani is going to want to counter mid ganks. Udyr is going to want a hard search for mid ganks. But if you know about the meta right now, it is bot-centric. So U of L picks up Jhin. Long range could be flex support. I don't think it will be. That did get nerfed with the Umbra Glaive being for ranged characters. Instead of 3 damage to a ward, it's 2 damage. And on the other side, Rose Holman picks up Camille for the top side. In scouting, Camille... Oh, wait, hold on. They're going through bans a little fast. So Lulu banned from U of L, taken away for the blind AD for Rose has, and Amumu Nautilus out of the way. So they're really scared of engage for the, or playing it into engage. This ban here is going to be, I would imagine they would ban ADs instead of supports just because the AD pool is like really strong right now. But doubles, well, Senna's mostly played support these days, but, or well, Senna's not really played, but I think the support for Rose is just a good enchanter player, and Senna's in that category. Kind of weird pick. Anyway, banning out those two, picking Lux, blinding the AD, or I should say, saving last pick for AD. Even though we see Jhin, but Karma picked up Jhin. Karma hovered or picked up. Can't really tell on draft law. But Jhin Karma, long range, lane dominant. They want push. They want to get prio for bot lane. Very strong lane. And then tank top lane for Sion. Into Camille, that's going to be tough, I believe. And then this last pick, hovering Jinx. Lux Jinx have the CC synergy, and Jinx will be locked in. So hard carry bot, hard carry mid. Could play sides with Camille and team fighting on Sejuani. Rose Holman has that draft. U of L, strong early game with Udyr Silas. Long range with Jhin Karma. And could play the Hullbreaker side Sion or teamfight Sion. We'll have to see how that evolves. But this will now be, I should say, transitioned into the League client. So they're going to copy this draft, copy the bans, but it'll just be locked in the order of the players. So let's head back over to the League client. Should be quick now. Just everyone has to replicate what they did in draft law. So, thinking about this draft, the win conditions for U of L side will be a Silas running rampant and an Udyr being unkillable and wiping everything that he touches. Jin is in a weird spot this meta where he provides a lot of utility with ulti slow and his snare. But compared to the other ADs, his damage output isn't the highest. Relative to just this game, his output should be high because the only tank on Rose's side is Sejuani. So I imagine Camille will build Death Dance, and it's going to be hard to actually hit Jinx Lux without getting some return fire. So I think Jin will be strong, perhaps early mid, but late game is going to be tough for him to operate. And then the win conditions on Rose Holman's side, it looks like the standard stock and simple carry late games. So Asol and Jinx. Jinx with Runon's rockets, Asol with just his flying and dragon breathing is going to be a big hurdle to team fight. So we'll see how we opt in to fight against this. If we're going to opt in for team fights, just say, you know what, I don't care about the AoE damage, just going to play into it with Sion Udyr being able to soak up a lot of that damage, and then Jin Karma will have to play around the AoEs. Of course, sheesh, it sounds real hard with Jinx because, of course, ADCs, right click, and you're doing damage. The opportunity to play sides, if it goes into a 1-4 with Silas on side, Sion Udyr, Jin Karma as the stack, it has some disengage with Karma, Mantra Shield, and Shirelli as the movement speed. You can just kind of negate a Sejuani or Camille look. If Camille hook shots on the side, Sejuani, if she's on vision, she can't really post up with the ulti. But both sides have strong drafts, I think. It'll just be hard to play into the team fight for U of L side. It'll hard to play for the early game for Rose Holman's side. Because Asol is going to have a lot of trouble against Silas just in the 1v1. And then in the 2v2, I'm not convinced Sejuani Asol beats Udyr Silas. Actually, now that I said it out loud, there's no way Sejuani Asol beats Udyr Silas. And then if it is a bot lane focused early game where Sejuani's like, okay, Asol, best of luck, buddy, but I gotta get Jinx ahead because Jinx has that hyper carry potential. Jin Karma has that range and the disengage where ganks are not that easy to pull off. It's not like as easy as if I walk there, we'll get kills. Specifically because Lux isn't like a Nautilus, right? It's not like a huge magnet hook that will hit whoever you generally toss it at. It's Lux Bind, which is long range, but skinny. And then, of course, Zapper's a skinny skill shot. If in the perfect scenario, will be like Lux slowing field with a Zapper on top, Sejuani charge, and then you burn a flash, really. But that's perfect scenario, perfect play. We'll see how the game evolves because, as we know, U of L and everybody does not have perfect play, but that's what we hope for. We're on spectator delay, a minute 30 before we get into the game. For that not academic, but competitive integrity, that's the word. I'm interested to see in what Sion Udyr are going to build. I was looking over the drafts. I don't think there will be too many deviants in the builds. I mean, Karma will probably build Shirelia's. Jin will go. Oh, actually, no. Jin, lethality, or crit is a big thing. because lethality is actually a high value here because Acel, Jinx, Lux, I don't think build armor. Acel, I'm thinking may build Zanya's. Lux can build Zanya's. I would opt for crit Jin because Sejuani is also a thing to be concerned about. I know Jin hitting Sejuani is not like a good scenario to be in. Like you definitely want Udyr to just, front line against Sejuani and have that. But if it comes out that Jin's just, like pelleting away, you don't want lethality, you want crit. But I know lethality is strong right now. I don't know the logic behind it, of course, but it's an option. Udyr, AP, or AD, and then Sion. I don't think it'll be a Hullbreaker build. I think it'll be I need as many defensive stats as possible and gonna ulti for a team fight. Acel, classic control mage build. Sejuani is classic tank. Camille will probably build, normal fighter stuff. But as we say all of that, we are loading into the game here. We are stuck in the void for a few seconds. We'll see when that clears up. Any level 1 action that I can think of is it'll be quite hard for either side to get a pick off. The good thing about UofL side is Sion stack. Just hide in the bush. If they walk in, you can start winding up that Q. As soon as they get vision on you, slam it down. If it's a multiple target knockup, that's a lot of damage to get out. But I find it hard to believe Rosalman goes for a level 1 invade. Just because there's not much you can do. I mean, you can throw out a Lux Binding, but not much follow-up off of that, besides, like, throwing in a Sejuani body. Yeah. No Blitzcranks, no Nautiluses. Alright. Let's see. Okay. So there was a level 1. We stacked with a Silence stack, and they went level 1, dropped the ward in bot side. Looks like we will start blue side. They will start top side backing down. This will be interesting. Because I know there's a hot topic right now. If perfect play is
an ideal is nothing.
3 camp into gank or full clear. I don't think Sejuani wants to get a full clear off. So if it's like a 3 gank into mid or top, that would seem like much more likely. And then for Udyr, I haven't seen Udyr a lot of games. To be honest, it's banned a lot. So we'll see what happens. If it is a 3 camp clear into bot game, that would be, a big advantage for our bot side. Because we have a lot of range, we can get prio, and playing without flash is a precarious thing to do. Some trading here in the mid lane, and bot lane did not leash, had bush advantage and got some damage there. And some return damage, 4 shot goes off. Good damage off. So looking at summoner spells, nothing too out of the ordinary, but to note, Jinx has Flash Ghost. That is something defensive like heal. And Lux has the Exhaust instead of Ignite. So they're playing, for sure, let's live, let's get out of the lane, and then when Jinx has like 3-4 items, pop off and be safe and run around the map. But here we have a potential gank. We're looking for it. Acel has flash, can get out, but that's a lot of damage. Flash follow and first blood over to UofL on jungle. Take a sip of water there. Sejuani is going into a not full clear because Krugs skipped, but looks like everything but Krugs clear and not gonna get a gank off. That's actually point of contention because if it was a 3 camp into like a hover mid, because we know with this comp, Acel is weak early. You want to protect it. So if it was a 3 camp into hover mid, make sure to play to stop a gank. Maybe, oh, here's another gank. Yeah, Just no flash for Aesol, and that's a lot of damage. A kill over to Duke. Hookshot over some trading here. But man, they're punishing the Aesol. Oh, that's a lot of damage coming out on bot side. Let's take a look at Hots used. Still some in reserves for both bot laners, but that's a low health pool. He is on vision. Camille has flash and hookshot probably coming up soon. Probably can't get up much there, but damage. Back to trading. Oof, that's a blasting wand at 4 minutes in Silas's inventory. Like to see it come off the face. Interesting. If we get the hotkeys right, Sejuani cleared blue side's Krugs and is looking for a gank here. This could be dangerous. Flashes up, but we'll see. Yeah, early flash, and now should just get damage on the back end unless a flash. Ooh, snare lands, more damage. But safe? No, goes back in for some more damage. Heal burn, flash burn on Sejuani's side. More trades, 4 shots coming up. Jinx is getting real low. Silas is here from mid lane. Ooh, snare lands. Oh, Silas chains lands. Max range close to it, and that is another kill going over to the UFL side. And on to Duke specifically. Aesol's not happy with that one. It's very much like a you died twice and then taking some turret damage there, but you died twice and your enemy laner gets a kill on a roam. You are not feeling good. Flash is almost up, but yeah, this is the problem with Aesol early is you get bullied off of the wave against Silas. Taking a look at first match of the bot lane. Ooh, I didn't notice, but Jinx must have started with the longsword and 3 instead of Dorn's item. So I picked up another longsword dagger. Well, our bot side is going to recon. Let's see what they picked up in a second. What they pick up in a second, I should say. So early game going over to UFL side, which is definitely going as planned. But it's not really, you can't really say it's a done game. Because Roseholman has the carries, Aesol and Jinx, the potential's still there. And Camille is always a side lane threat. If there's a big trade, chains land, ignite down, no flash available. Ooh, gonna get the last hit off, but ignite cleans it up. Took a lot of turret damage there, but gets the kill. I'm crying if I'm Aesol. 6 minutes. So a pickaxe dagger, Dorns against double longsword dagger, winning in the damage department on AD front. Take a peek at gold here. Pretty close in the bot lane. Oof, 1k up in mid. What is that? 600 up in jungle and 100 up for Rose's side, top side. But gank here, hook shot out. Not much you can do about it. Not really a dive potential either with flash, with ulti, with everything up. Another mid lane trade here. Silas does have ulti. Misses the E2 actually. That would have been a kill, I believe. But is it a miss? It was in wave. Some poke damage coming out. Some shenanigans happening in the jungle here. Could be a fight for the red buff. Could be just a steal and walk away. No, he's going in for more damage. Could be dangerous for Sejuani. Can't get much help. And Silas is first to rotate. Camille was on her way, but chose to not get too involved. Had, you know, hookshot, ulti, and flash could have made up the range if committing, but the comms probably called for a back early. Because again, late game is the key for Roseholman. That's a lot of damage. 4 shot up, and that's a pistol whip. See you later. That's a lot of damage though. Lux has flash up, no mana. Maybe would have went for it if they had mana up, but that is a 2v2 kill. 1 kill in it, but Solo 2v2. No roams, no jungle pressure. Oh, this is bad. Happy Feet, can you land a third? Yep. That is another kill going over to UofL. So, earlier I was saying, even with an early game lead for UofL, it's not over for Rose Holman. Now it's starting to get into crying, panic situations. Another gank mid. Flash is up for Acel. Yep, there goes Flash. Burn Flash is always a good thing. And Herald dropping mid 4 plates. Definitely the strategy is clear. Get as much gold on Silas as possible. Make Acel have a terrible time. Starve him from gold. Sejuani could look for an ulti here. This is a bit scary though, just because of the money difference between the characters. A quiet top lane, but CS is in Camille's favor. Looks like our Sion will go a tanky build and not a lethality. What's it called? The item, the Prowler's Claw. I never agree with it, but a lot of Sions in solo queue do. Going back for some trading here, we'll check in on Stylus items. That is a Roa completed. Oof. Inbuilt scaling. Lots of health, lots of damage, lots of mana. So a quiet point in the game. Dragon is up, so we can see if we want to go for that, since we have a lot of pressure from mid side. Bot side is not too much pressure, even though we have a decent chunk of... Well, actually, no. It's a Berserker's Greaves to a Pickaxe Agility Cloak. Oh, I should be paying attention to where Sejuani is. She's in bush. Oh, and that's an ulti. It lands, and that is just a CC follow-up. The damage over the top. Flash is out. Oof, the ulti lands. Mid lane is rotating. Bot here, we'll see. That's a stolen Sejuani ult. It lands. That's a lot of damage over top. Can they finish it off? Not enough damage. That is 1 kill going over. Rose home. A return kill going over on the Jinx is much appreciated and much needed. That's a big trade going out of the Camille. Sion is starting to lose confidence because Camille, once she gets her items, those power spikes, it is real tough to side lane against her. A roll mid, nothing much will come of it. Little buff damage, but Flash is down for Acel for a little bit more, so that is going to be a wanted punish point. But with Udyr backing here, maybe not. Dragon still up, a penguin down. Acel, I believe, is calling for it. Camille is rotating from river. We'll see if they can jump on Silas here. No flash. Ulti is down for a few more. Positioning for it. Warded, sees it. Hookshot goes through. It's just short. Could have committed ulti if they were really convinced it was going to get a kill, but maybe not. A lot of poke damage going out on the team. Moving back to trading. Udyr is hovering, but Acel spots it. Gets out safe. This first dragon is causing some tension on the map. Both teams want to fight for bot control. Udyr is wrapping around mid, it looks like. Sejuani getting Gromp. Not on vision, but Acel is super scared, as he should. Flash is just coming up, and this could be a lot of damage, but no. Gromp is secured by Sejuani. Was about to be stolen. Now this is a pain point for UofL. You got an early game lead, but oof, the chains missed just barely. Early game lead, but you really want to convert it. Try to get the ball rolling. Try to get snowball. Dragon is getting picked up. That's a good sign with mid pressure, with a bit of bot pressure. Force people out of the dragon, out of river, and secure it. So, dragon stacking. Acel has flash up, so much safer, but lacking in the damage department. So trades 1v1 are tough, but we can start expecting some Sejuani ASOL duo action going on. Oof, Cha-Cha slide into a pistol whip, a lot of damage, and ulti's going down. Missed 1, hits 2, hits 3, hits 4, but not enough damage to kill. Each chains miss mid lane. Udyr's not here, but Sejuani is. They could look. Oh, he's running top side. Not much will come of this, but let's flash back to mid lane here. Misses. What's happening? Bot for a second. Ooh, that's a flash. That's a flash. Let's try to get a return kill. Does not kill the Karma. Lives on 1 health. That is a tragedy. Something's happening. Top side. Is there a Herald playing? No, it's just walking through lane with a lot of damage. Sejuani is here to cover a dive. I don't think you take that dive to begin with. So trading here. Dangerous from Hazel. If chains probably knows chains are down. That's why he's playing a bit aggressive. That's Kingslayer. Ulti drops. Oh, chains land. Ignite goes down. That is flash out for Hazel. So both mid laners backing here and some different lane allocations here. Red bot tower was taken, so their bot lane is headed mid, and we can see Jhin heading out onto the map mid lane. Karma's already here hovering. And ASOL is going to run down bot lane. We'll check in with their items. Roa to a Leandri's. Stopwatch important for Silas. He can go for some risky plays. Full Shirelia's on Karma, full Gale Force on Jhin, 2 components on their opponent's side. Sunfire is a legendary item now, not a mythic, and Demonic is also a legendary legendary item. What? Herald getting collected. Now this is a bad side where you lose dragons and you lose heralds. So the other team is winning on both sides of the map, or at least they have much better ways to buy space. So it's real hard to get early game advantages, to get win cons without securing those mutual objectives. As I say that, they were hovering in the dragon pit, but no dragon was actually up. A fight could break out here, because Sejuani ulti can just start those things. Lux can get a binding from outer vision, but just some staring. No real fight there. Hailed going down mid. This will collect the tower, if not very close to it. And Camille walking up, getting some shots on the tower. Sion doing the best they can. Top lane is the CS differential starting to build up here. But some damage going out mid lane. Wanting to escort this Herald to the second tower to get its damage off, but might get popped here. It goes in, lands with a bit. Camille is here, faster than Sion. Hookshot ulti could be a big problem, but doesn't see the angle. They're backing out here. Sejuani can also turn, but they're giving up the space, saying we'll look for another. Choppers goes down. Lux Poke goes out. Lands in the choppers. Last on the field for a long time. That's a Jhin ulti. That's one. Can't. Ooh! The stolen Jinx rocket. The stolen Jinx rocket gets the kill. Camille Sejuani, they just can't see the line. What I would imagine is Camille Sejuani at some point communicate with each other like, hey, I got this side, you got this side. One of us has to see the back line. So if it's a Camille hookshot ulti, if it's a Sej ulti, just start the thing going. And then ASOL, once some CC has been blown, can fly in, drop a big ulti. As I'm talking, Sion gets jumped on. This looks like it's a full commit. Has ulti, but can't get out. Trades, and that's a lot. True damage flashes, but probably won't get any good use out of it. Maybe we'll pick up a cannon. Hey, picks up the cannon with the passive. But yeah, that's the part where Camille's happy with. She can beat her 1v1 opponent. She can probably get matched by Silas for sure. Udyr, I'm not convinced either way. But Camille's the strong point for Rose home inside. Dragon is up. TP burned. Scion is down. Has TP up. There is some staring going on. Chompers go down. Sejuani ult is up. We'll hold it. Red side claims the dragon and a lot of poke is going down. That's a blue side Sejuani ult. But still playing it slow. Oh, he's in. He has stopwatch, I believe. A lot of poke going out. That's the Jinx advantage. And Holman walks away with their dragon. No kills traded either way. Scion did use TP, but I didn't notice where his TP. Oh, the ulti was down. That would have been a crazy turn of events if Scion held ulti top lane, died, but was able to respawn in time, TP bot lane, and then ulti in to turn the fight. That would have been a crazy fight, but that is in League of Legends. The chain of events. One thing goes wrong, you can't do it for the next fight, and so on and so forth. CS advantage big for the Camille, slightly in the favor of Udyr. Actually, in favor of Aesol, kills way ahead of Silas, and then bot lane in favor of U of LSI. I thought I got enough water to last the first game, but I'm running low. A pain point here. A lot of members top side. Can't really look for anything. Chains 2 land or missing. But still wants to force something. Maybe just force the space so they can secure this tower. Open up the map some more. Baron is up, but it's a bit risky to just start it. Because the engage from Rose Holman's side is pretty intense. Aesol getting some damage on the bot tower will probably collect that. Get some gold on him, which is much needed. And then a staring contest around Baron's side. Trellis pops, snare misses. Would have probably been a kill converted off of it. Oh, Sion's here! And that is a hit target. Jhin ulti goes down, Lux taking a lot of damage, flash for flash. It says Sejuani goes out to secure that safety for Lux. But pings to Baron. If not Baron, definitely just want to bait it. Get some stuff out from the other side. They have to walk into it. We'll check vision. It is very dark on Holman's side. And Baron is started. Going down here, but they smell it. They don't see it. Completely dark. We'll see if they have a ward. They see it. Aesol ulti goes down. Sejuani's in the pit. Red team stole the dragon. And now it's a fight. Oh, it's very close. One goes over for the UFL side. Now chasing down. Jhin 4-shot picks up. One more. Sejuani flashes out to safety. But maybe the fight's still on. Lux buys the space. That is a 1 for 2, but a stolen Baron for UFL. Oh. Jinx zaps backwards on accident, but no one saw that. Snare goes wide too. Wow. AD's in the skill shots. E2 goes wide. Wow, a lot of missed skill shots. Ooh, this is a real bad dive, but Udyr can walk it out. Sejuani just looking at a lot of low health targets with the Jinx behind it. Able to walk it out. A TP comes out from Camille on the side. This is gonna spell danger. Hook shot lands. Aesol over the top. And that is 2 kills going over. Scion goes in. A little too late. Gets a lot of damage onto Scion. Can't kill. And Baron minions. Ooh, Jinx rocking maybe. Kill the Aesol. My eyes glazed over. I didn't see what ticked it over, but that's 1 kill going over for you. But a lot of gold now swinging back for Rose Holman. And this is a dangerous point in the game where the scaling comp gets to punch back. They got enough damage on the team, enough health to protect their backline, where if these team fights continue going bad for U of L, Rose-Hulman will get the advantage that they wanted to in the first place. Some fights for vision in the jungle, clearing out vision. We can see it's pretty dark for U of L side, and because it's dark, Camille gets a hook shot off, gets an ulti out. That is a dead support trying to get vision, but maybe a continued fight. I imagine not. This dragon becomes very risky with a man down. I would imagine it's fine to give this one up for either side. Of course, whoever has the advantage in it should take it, but it's one dragon for each side. If the win condition is stacking dragons, getting the soul, either team has a slower pace in the game. So it's not terrible that it goes over the Rose-Hulman and U of L's perspective, because it's not like the game is accelerating out of control. It is accelerating, and danger is in the air. Can't really give up any more picks because the team fight comp of red side is so good, really. So a decent pace at the mid game here. We can check in on items. Both supports have mythics online. Both ADs have 2 items completed. Jin has IE Gale Force, where Jinx has Kraken and Phantom Dancer. Curious it's not a Runance, because with the team fights you get just that much more AoE damage, but who knows? Definitely in a single Jin rotation, like 4 shots, it'll get probably more damage output off just with the crits, but Jinx needs that attack speed. Mid lane. Interesting enough, Aurelion Sol has broadened the CS gap mid lane and has completed 2 items before Silas has. With Leandri Sayers, I would imagine he also wanted Roa. Maybe Leandri's, because both Sion and Udyr are some thick lads to get over. But speaking of Sion and Udyr, we still have 1 item completed for Sion and Jack Show completed for Udyr, so that tankiness should be good. A very selfless Sejuani. Ooh, here is a potential trade for Camille. That's a lot of damage. Probably can't get his dive off, but just damage. I can't look over items. Things are happening on the map. More trading. Aesol is really confident. Trelia's proc. Probably can't get anything off this. If I hit Aesol, that might have been a snare, but hit Sedge. Oh man, Sion's having a real rough time on the tower. And then, ooh, flashes to stop the ulti. I don't know if it's worth maybe just let the Sion go and take the tower, but a kill is a kill. Camille having a real good time right now. And some staring going on. Sejuani can rip it whenever she wants with an ulti. Silas on flank here could be scary, because Silas with Sejuani ulti is also very scary. And there goes ulti for a flash. Not a bad trade. Udyr's in. Silas is coming in. That is a Camille TP. Silas ulti is down. That is 1 man versus a team on the ult side. Silas goes down. Camille goes down. Sejuani's looking for more. Aesol's over the top. Yeah, gets the plant off, gets a Gale Force out, but it's just a chase. Aesol spy, Jinx, Rocket secures Jin, and pinging for Baron, which is coming up soon. A huge win for Rose. Oh. And that is a classic example of early versus late game. Rose-Hulman's probably saying, sometime in the game, it's okay guys, we scale, and this is where they reap that fruit. Should be a eventless Baron. With that secured, gold lead expands to about 4K for Rose-Hulman's side. Interesting development.
Never falter.
So with everyone back on the map, let's check in on the carries. Where are they in damage output. Jhin, 3 items completed. Jinx, 2.5. Mid laners, 2.5 to 3 items. Tankier build for ASOL than I've seen. Sejuani, very tanky. Udyr, very tanky. Camille, very deadly. Sion, kinda tanky. Not able to get a lot of gold. Oh, that's a Jack Shore completed as we speak. Sion, very tanky at this point. Interesting thing to note is Camille is 2 levels up on Sion, so of course levels have stats built in. That's a really dangerous Camille. Oh, Jinx actually has 2 levels up on Jhin as well. Some staring going on. This could be a disaster for whoever gets caught in this fight here. Rose has the range advantage with Lux Jinx, and Sejuani looking for an ulti very safely. Trading going down from frontliners. Escalating. Camille's on flank here. That's some damage going on Sej. Camille in the back. Goes in with hook shot. Ults on. Ults go down. Ults get traded. A lot of damage going over. Sion ults in. Stops a lot. Jhin stops down to ulti, but the front line is dying. That's a lot of damage going out. Sion dead. Karma dead. Chase down for Rose. That's another pick. Sion wants more. He says, "You bullied me early game, I'll get the late game." Picks up Udyr. And now it's a lot of just domination from Rose Holman's side. Have Baron, have push, maybe look for an end here. Could do it. They could go for it. It's possible. Jhin up, can't stop all those people. Sion up in 13, Karma's up, but can't do much. They're going for an end here. A lot of damage down. They back down. I agree. Better safe. More time is only better for Rose Holman. Man, tragedy from U of L side. Really strong early game lead, but can't convert it through mid game. And then allows the other team to play it. Not even play it slow. A lot of kills are going over, but just some team fights went into the favor of the Scalers, and they got the breath they needed. So buying space for a fight that will probably not come. The Baron was taken not too long ago, so it shouldn't be spawning. You can see it's dark on both sides, but they found a Camille. That's a lot of damage down on Udyr. He'll have to back out. ASOL comes by. A TP for Sion. Maybe a bit preemptive. Bot side has those minions coming in. We can mouse over to see. They're going to hit that tower. Let the other super minion wave behind it come in. So that has to be collected. It has to be dealt with, or else you risk a TP from Camille or ASOL or both to just backdoor if you try to go for a neutral objective fight. Now with their damage, health, range advantage, Rose Holman is taking over all vision. Baron has dropped, but damage is done. Now looking for an engage here. Sion goes in, hits on the Sejuani, flashes to try to get ASOL in the back line, but ASOL's running, can't really keep up. Ulti goes out, but your back line's really close to Sejuani. Udyr can't get a kill. Jinx gets some return damage in. Nothing really comes out of it besides a... No, ASOL didn't even flash there, just flied out. So a flash out of a Udyr. Or really just a look. Nothing to come out of it. Baron coming up soon. Rose Holman has all the prio in the world. We'll walk over, secure vision. secure cryo.
Team's turret has been
That means
destroyed.
U of L will have to walk into probably a dark jungle, will not know where the enemies are, will not know exactly when Baron is started. Take a peek at items. Jinx has 3 items. Jhin has 3.5. But Jinx at this point with 3 items is such a hyper carry. It's pretty redundant any more damage at this point. I mean, Gage on. Udyr gets caught. A lot of damage in. Camille flying into the side. Gets a lot of oh! An Ace Soul ulti to wipe Karma off of the map. And just damage over the top. This is a chase down. We'll just play it nice and easy. Get damage where they can find it. Collect all the kills. Pad the stats. And end the game. Game 1 of a first to 2 best of 3 going over to Rose Holman. That was a classic story of early versus late game. Late game always wins. We always scale. See ya later. Game 1 over. So for us viewers, let's take a look at, if I get these scene switches correct, let's take a look at some graphs, shall we? If they load. Maybe they won't load. If they won't load, then I'll bring us back to the lobby. Oh no, here they are. Waha. As expected, that is a lot. I expected more damage out of the Jinx, but this is pretty irrelevant. Your Camille on size just hard winning, and Aesol eventually getting the money onto him, just taking away team fights. We see as he scales, his ulti just gets better and better, can drop it on a team fight and win it. Out of the entire game, I thought Silas would be able to get a lot more damage on the board, but again, just can't, not being able to convert early game advantages. Whoever your carry is with all that gold can't get online. Stats if you care about that sort of thing. But for us, let us go back to the lobby. Okay, had a little bit of a problem getting into the lobby, but we made it. So, here we are. Waiting for everyone to ready up. There is a allowed break time, so we'll see how long each team takes it. Oh. We are in draft lull again, so let me set that up for you real fast. You probably see a black screen. Now, I would like it if it worked, but if it doesn't, oh no, the drafting's so fast as well, please. OBS, work with me. Gonna go a bit off the rails here. Okay, here we are with draft. We can see it's already halfway done, but we can try to go blaze through this. U of L picking similar 1-2 with Udi or Silas, with an Ash as well. Rose Holman going for Maokai, which they banned first game. Picking up Lux again with Fiora. Again, a strong top laner. A lot of potential in side lane. Bans going through. Anivia, Draven. Rose Holman took away the Ace Soul this game. On the other side, Seraphine, Hecarim, Camille taken away. So Fiora probably the second pick, and Camille was taken away. Jinx ban. Don't want that hyper carry going over. Nautilus, probably another engaged support ban coming through because, or Braum actually. So Braum, of course, not being engaged, but a pure peel champion. We do know why Swag has had success on it in the NECC tournament. And LeBlanc taken away. Interesting draft. Silas is counter-pickable on this pick here. See what Rose Holman opts in for. Jungle support top already taken away, so mid AD potential. Rise into the Silas. Now Ash could still be flex AD support, but we'll see what they want to pick into this. They have counterpick for topside, and they will be blinding their support. Rose Holman, of course, saving AD for last pick. So, Malphite into Fiora. I believe a safe pick. Of course, Malphite. I don't think we'll be expected to win in the 1v1. So opting in for like, hey, I'm just going to survive. Eventually, the team fights will go favorably for us. We saw it in the last game as well. Sion having a tough time in lane, but hanging in there. And then ulting in for a team fight. And Caitlyn. Caitlyn actually made it through the draft. Caitlyn's very strong in the meta right now. Long range and bot prio are the things to go for. Caitlyn. Ash is doubling down on that long range bot prio. Is easy to gank because both, of course, have very limited mobility, with Caitlyn only having her caliber net and Ash only having slows. But the AD counter pick is Xayah. Of course, her ulti will be able to negate an Ash ulti. Just hop over it, say see you later. Will probably also take cleanse, so very hard to get on. Can dodge a Malphite ulti. Has a tough time getting away from Udyr, but can buy enough time to dodge a stun. Xayah Lux, I don't think has too much innate synergy besides, of course, Lux binding into a feather pull from Xayah. Of course, that's a lot of damage and a lot of lockdown. I'm saying, of course, a lot. Maybe it's because I'm nervous. Go back to climb here. They should start this up and recreate the draft, and then we'll hit with our spectator delay. So while that happens, I will go get some water. I recommend everyone do the same. Stay hydrated. This game 2 is pretty important for U of L. We do want it to go to a game 3 and to close it out, because if this game goes over, it is a hard time in the bracket.
worst that could happen.
And we're back. Okay. Draft going through, so let's talk about it. What to say?
Are you certain?
From the changes from the first game, U of L hasn't really wavered much. Of course, Silas, Udyr, Ash being the same picks. I'm now having a crisis moment where I can't remember if Ash was picked in the first game. Was it Jin Ash? Am I tripping? I'm probably tripping. But anyway, regardless, Malphite, Udyr, Silas with an Ash in the back with the arrows hovering up. There's a lot of team fight potential on that side. Caitlyn, of course, just with the range, will be relatively safe. Not a lot of jump in potential from a Fiora Maokai. Maokai ulti will cover the team fight, so it's really hard if you get caught by that in the jungle. If you lose jungle prio, if you lose a lot of the vision, have to walk into an objective fight, Maokai will just make it a real bad day with saplings and bushes, with an ulti to kick things off. Follow up is limited. Fiora will have to find a flank if they want to get in there safely. Rise TP, not really used in the beginning of fights for flanking, but it could be. I don't think that's what they want to go for. So actually, in team fight side, we're heavily favored on U of L side. In side laning, though, Rose Holman is heavily favored, with Fiora just being a strong side lane pick, and Rise having easy gank potential with ulti. It's going to be a tough time, I expect, for Malphite. Maokai dives are also an option. I believe Maokai roots when he becomes untargetable. I believe it should drop turret aggro. So, dropping turret aggro on a jungler, strong AD pick top laner, and a roaming mid laner, Malphite may be the point of attack for Rose Holman. Mid lane matchup, I'm not too familiar with. I believe should go even. Silas has a hard time. Well, Silas doesn't really have a hard time doing anything early game. Rise has a good escape strategy with Phase Rush and his fast combo to just GTFO for a Silas trade. Udy's going to have a hard time trying to gank that, especially with Ruin Prism. And then Udyr trying to gank bot side's also real tough with the CC chain from Xayah Lux, the long range CC from Lux, and eventually Xayah should get her ulti, which will make things all the more harder to do. On Maokai's side, probably will want to, of course, try to get the Fiora heavily ahead by going for early ganks, especially coordinated ganks with mid laner. Into Caitlyn Ashe, it's real tough for the same reasons last game. It was Jin Karma, now I'm remembering. So going into a Caitlyn Ashe, the similar problem of that's a lot of range to go into. It's a lot of slows to go into. So one gank will burn flash for sure. Another gank will probably be where the strong point is. So both teams have their pros and cons. Last game was early game versus late game. This game will be team fight versus split push or onside. We'll see how this develops. I am concerned that team fighting may have been opted in too hardly because, of course, if Fiora gets crazy ahead, all the goals in the world, no one can 2v1 her. There's no easy solution on U of L side. Like, you could send Silas Udyr, you could send like an Ashe, probably Udyr as well, but that's your jungler away or your mid laner away, and Silas is, if we go for a same strategy as the first game, Silas will be a lot of where the gold is. So it's going to be hard to get onto a Fiora, especially Fiora just being like, hey, I'm going to riposte the Malphite engage, I'm going to riposte a Udyr stun, I'm going to riposte a Silas chain. It's real tough, I should say. But here we are in game. You see a black screen, but I see what's actually going on. And here we are. No void for us. Hoorah. So red side is pinging to go for a bot lane stack or invade. No, switch to a top side. Invade, maybe. Their invade isn't terribly... No, it is pretty okay. With Maokai flinging himself in there, getting one person and Lux potential binding, but a 5 stack spots them. They will not get the ward, they will see the ward, and a ward goes down on their side. It is spotted. A potential level 1, but thwarted by good positioning. Good 5-man. They're now clearing their bot side jungle as like a 4 stack.
Minions have spawned.
Because of course they didn't have eyes on if our bot side went in as a murder bush, but nothing will come of it. Both bot lanes starting out in lane. We'll see if they want to hide or get prio. That kind of micro is gonna probably become a snowball effect this game. Udyr Malphite spotted from Rose Holman. They know, okay, Udyr's top side. Are they gonna triple K up top? Probably not, because Malphite doesn't have that much setup pre-6. And Fiora with her, if she gets passive proc movement speed and dashes out, and all of that. I'm also having a crisis move. I was saying repose, I think it's just called parry, but anyway. Maokai clearing towards bot side, Udyr clearing towards bot side. We'll see if we want to go for a mid lane gang. I don't imagine either of them will. I think the name of this game is whichever bot lane. Oh, that's a lot of damage going over to Malphite. No ignite, but that's a level up. We'll probably secure safety, but holds on to flash. That's a lot of damage. It is pain in the top side. Udyr looking for a gank here. Flashes. Rise has flash. This move is going down. Flash phase rush out. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's real hard for an Udyr to get onto a Rise. Good. Decent trades going out. Ash got a lot of health chunked out. Going for a little bit more damage. This is a bit risky. But Mr. Can't. Okay. Looks like a lot of damage going out. That's a proc and a flash. Maokai's not here, but Fiora might go for a solo dive. No ignite makes it a little tough, but with flash advantage, you can try for it. Udyr's going for the full clear. And that's E2 lands, Q lands. Maokai's here to hover. A lot of tension in the top lane, but Volley's here to find Maokai. That's a lot of damage, and that's first blood over to Ashe. And some return damage on the top side. Hate that it's on support Ashe, not AD Caitlyn, but we'll take it. Oof. Close calls top side. Again, no ignite for either of them. That would have been a kill for either. So Udyr enjoying that full clear. I was wondering why my hotkeys weren't working. It's because I'm not actually on the client. There we go. Full clear for Udyr. Maokai on semi-clear for camp. And then no gank. And then a kill over to our bot side. Early game kills. Actually, I made a joke that I wish it was on Caitlyn. No, not a joke. Probably better on Caitlyn. But it's not terrible on Ashe because of the early game power of repeated volleys. That's a lot of damage in the root going out. Plans out, flash out, and exhausts. So a heavy trades here. Precarious for both, and both junglers are top side. So this is really just a 2v2 slaughter. What kind of language am I using? A 2v2 fight in the bot side. Dicey, dicey. Since both, all 4 characters down here are squishy, so any catch is a big deal. Ooh, we don't see a Maokai there, and we're hovering on that side. This could be bad. Don't know where Udyr is, and then Maokai makes his appearance, dashes out. Okay, safe. Maokai didn't want to burn a flash for it. Could have flash rooted, queued for a rise to get a prism on, but didn't want to see that angle. Now, is it quiet? Not quiet, actually. Stops back to get more damage off. Maokai's top side can't influence this spot. And Udyr is going into a jungle or looking for a gank here. Actually, this is a good... Oh, Udyr looking for something. Rise no flash, but just walks it out. This is a good example of bot lane meta right now. Is the better range champions win, but who cares about bot lane meta when top lane's Trey is going down. No flash from Alpine. Getting a walk down the lane. Miles getting proc. Decent return damage. No, neither of them are 6. Fiora takes another vital and walks it out. Oof, scary top side. Fiora is 6 now. That's like a no thank you. Can't even walk up to that. You just gotta sack some minions. Hope the wave eventually pushes into you. I don't think it's frozen. Yeah, it will push into him. But this is scary. Slow pushing. Maokai isn't really coordinating with Fiora for a dive. Rise is walking back mid, not hovering topside either. But it looks like just left in a vacuum. This is gonna be a tough thing to play around. Taking a lot of minions here, but Fiora doesn't want to go for the dive. Let's take the back instead. Get tempo. I agree. So, 7 minutes in the game, let's check in with items. Both millionaires building up for their Roa, I believe. A BF sword versus a Noon Quiver. Big damage, E2 lands. Udyr is here, Rise flashes up in a few seconds, but not up yet. That's a lot of damage, but can't actually get a kill off. Very unfortunate. Udyr is farming 16 CS above Maokai, so I guess it's in line with like the not optimal, but okay position to be in. That's a lot of damage. That's a root follow. Oh, a cleanse, but you're not the one CC. That's a kill anyway. CC-less cleanse is the way to go, it turns out. That's embarrassing. Oh, flashes up for Rise. Maokai. Ooh, that's a flash. Can't stop the TP, and a kill going over for Silas. Ooh, wide. Air goes wide. Not really that consequential. You're maybe able to get a plate off it. And Maokai could have gotten him for like a bot play right there instead of going for jungle camps where like our bot lane is low, overextended. One of them is flashless. Maybe go for a play there. Or go for mid. Like Rise is hanging out solo. Udyr paid 2 visits there, but Maokai's kind of lost. And you're not even farming better than the Udyr. Will annoy mid lane, but that's about it. But again, paying attention to this top lane. Malphite versus Fiora is nothing but pain. Fiora's 50 CS up. What can you do? But again, it's what the pick is for. It's not for lane dominance. It's not to match in a 1v1. It's kind of a handshake of, hey, you can smack me up in lane. I'm going to go for team fights. Maokai is here. A snare, a push, damage. I think that was a max Malphite range. A flash for a flash isn't bad, but that's a kill on Fiora and a death for Malphite. It's pain for Shrew, the sub, but it's not the worst. Could be 2 kills down, or Maokai and Rise, if they wanted to coordinate better, could be like, I don't know, killed on repeat, but hanging in there, just doing, like, pulling up the bootstraps saying, I am a tank, I will be useful, just hold on for late game. Bot lane things, the higher range bot lane, farming up plates, not a lot of jungle influence. And actually I've been picking on Maokai, but Rise hasn't looked for an ulti either. Besides the one ulti to save himself, which turns out didn't save him. So some daunting there. Daunting is of course an Urdu word for hitting. Shamefully, and not daunting as in like a fearful presence. We'll check in with items here. Shouldn't be too different from the first time. A blasting wand going over, and tier starting to stack for a rise. Rune prism, trade, phase rush out. A quiet time. Actually, I say that, but Lear is farming Herald. So with that secure, we'll probably want to drop in mid lane or bot lane. Actually, which is definitely not top lane, because a Malphite is maybe not scavengeable in this gold differential. But Arrow goes wide, flashes down, but can't get anything. Maybe if Malphite was a bit closer, could have ripped Loki. But holding on to it. It's better to hold on to it than miss, of course. And that is Herald using right away, getting plates onto Udyr and Silas. Not bad at all. Malphite going back to the hell zone at his top side. And both ADs farming up. Of course, Caitlyn getting some towers, plates, so much appreciated. Your face taken being disrespectful. Hate to see that. But Udyr's here. And a lot of damage going down, but a lot of damage is getting returned. Malphite's here, ulti goes down, couldn't parry it. Parries nothing. Just in the damage department, can you win? Can't win. Rise is coming in slowly. Silas wasn't able to stop it, but was on him. Malphite gets a kill. No way he can run away from him. Oh, Maokai ult. That ult might kill. Oh, it does. 1 for 2. Rose is up. Ashe arrow goes wide. These Ashe arrows, I'm of mixed opinion. It's not a lot of use in lane because they're sitting under tower. Xayah has cleanse, Xayah has flat, or Xayah cleanse and ulti. So it's not super useful flat side. But I don't think sending it out with like a maybe 50% chance like this might land, might change the team fight mid-top. I think it would be better to use like, hey, if we can rip it bot lane, maybe Caitlyn like gets a trap off of it. I think that's better used instead of taking a lower percent chance on top mid. Of course, eventually Ashe ulti gets such low cooldown, like as I'm talking, it's already back up. Could rip it, but doesn't see that angle. It's easy for me to pick on everybody because I see everything and all the items and where everybody is, but that is the beauty of being spectators. So first item should be clocking in here. We'll see, checking for the items. Bot lane hits base. Kraken Slayer for Xayah. BT first item for Caitlyn. Tough thing to play against it. I play against personally with Ravens that build BT first, and I want to smash my keyboard because it's so hard to play into. I'm sure Caleb is a similar story. Umber Glaive for Ashe, getting that vision control. Both mid laners have Roa. Both junglers have no mythics. Ashe arrow lands, Silas chains up. That's damage and a kill. Gold onto Silas. Not bad. Blue buff also getting collected. Rise cries. Get a sip of water here. Dragon started up for U of L. Should be easily uncontestable, easily earned. And that's Dragon up. 2 Dragons up. If you remember last game it was 1-1, so Dragon stacking was very slow and not really a win condition. But this game, it could turn into a soul race. The soul this game will be. If I can look at anywhere on the map that actually indicates what soul it is. That's E2 landing. Kingslayer for help. Q going down. Udi is in the paint. We're getting a lot of damage top lane. Or mid lane, I should say. Ooh, but Maokai playing Cleanse Burn. Maokai will toss back to the carries. Flash forward. Otto just barely misses out on the kill. That is tragic for U of L. 1 kill going over to Rose. Oh, not 1 kill. That's a Rise TP into a Prism. Ulti buys a little bit of time, but can't stop Fiora from collecting. Or Rise collecting, I should say. More damage, mid-prio. This is a scary moment of deja vu for U of L, where a team fight goes wrong near the mid-game. And the opponent team starts to play a little slower, starts to get gold onto their side laner where you already can't match them, and slowly starts taking away the game. We'll see though. Of course, oh man, I'm saying of course a lot now that I actually think about it, but U of L has gold on carries, so they can buy space for jungle, or for Dragon and for Baron. So it's not a done deal for either side. Very close game. If you're just tuning in, this is game 2. Rose Holman won the first game. So U of L needs to sweep here, this game, the next game, to get a bit more favorable position in the bracket. If they lose here, it is nigh impossible getting out. Ambrose showed there. It is for range characters no longer a 1-shot. Towards it is 2 shots. Team's going down for Herald. Similar to game 1 where U of L had a lot of Dragon control and Herald control. Decent chunk of damage going out. Fiora could have just ran down, but he probably knows that a lot of both teams are topside. Lux tries to steal, but will be secured by U of L. Picked up. This is going to be an interesting place of where to drop this. Ryze is bot side farming alone. Deja vu to the first game. Better than Ace right there. Might be dropped mid right away. Fiora's not here. Doesn't have TP. Ryze has TP and ulti. Can rotate pretty fast. I don't know. Caitlyn Ashe does have easy siege with longer range and AoE poke. But into Lux, it's scary. Malphite walks into Fiora, doesn't expect her to be there. He'll probably just get walked down. Has ulti, but holds on to it. Smart enough because Fiora does not want to commit fully. Udyr and Ashe in the area. Looks like we'll drop a Herald here just to open up the top side of the map. Silas lurking. Probably not gonna 1v2 look that easy. Galen's here, pinging in. Lux ulti gets taken. That's E2. Lots of damage. Ashe ulti would have hit. I coughed at the climax of that, but kill going. Oh, that's a TP and a Maokai. Maokai has ulti. This is real bad for U of L. Flash is out. Tenacity's out, but Ashe will drop. Udyr on the run. Silas backup is here. Caitlyn backup is here. So overall, 1-for-1. Both teams even. Taking the mid lane pick on the top side. Lux ult to stop a back. Lux is actually another support where the ulti is just up as much as you can take it of it. Dragon coming up here. Both teams. Both teams wanting it. Rose Holman gets Prio first. But doesn't really stop U of L from getting space. This is gonna be a big team fight. Oh, let me zoom out a little. So the winner here will probably win the game. Just because of the state of where gold is and how likely it is for snowballing team fights. Fiora is on flank here. I don't think was spotted. Spotted now, so they're backing up. Dragon is started. Slowly getting ticked down. Maokai ult is up, so can rip that and really change the sway of the team fight. There it is. Maokai ulti going in. Fiora on flank. Red stole the dragon again. Not again in this game, but last game stole a neutral objective. That's 1 for 1 down, 2 for 1. Red's ulti can't be stopped, and they get escorted out there. It is a 1 for 2, but also a dragon loss for U of L. So they're now posting up on Baron side. Who knows if they want to actually fully commit to it. I know Maokai ult is down for at least a few moments more. It's not an easy thing to do. Starts taking down, peels off of it. It's just too dangerous to keep going with. So we'll take resets, collect all over the jungle, spend your gold, whatever you have, and recoup for the Baron fight. Mid tower getting sharped down. Probably be collected here. Or not. Ash Air goes wide again. So, let's see. Guy is really overextended here. Has ulti, but bit weird to burn ulti there and flash just for like mid tower. At this point in the game, it's not terribly worth. Also, a big back they're sitting on. 7.3 gold can probably complete another item, but yeah, I say flash ulti every time there. Fiora doing Fiora things if we take a peek. Just on sides, pushing in lanes, getting gold that way. Can't really do anything in response. There was a ping. Oh, Ash Arrow misses again. Maokai ulti up in 28. Spots Udyr on side, clearing vision. Both teams looking for a Baron pick. Top laners will trade a little on the sides here. We'll see what items they have against each other. A selfless. Ooh. Styles looks for an engage or just misses it. A Radiant Virtue for Malphite against a Gore Drinker Tiamat for Fiora. Of course, a lot of the value Radiant Virtue is in the healing for your team, so it's a tough thing to solo lane with. Baron has started. We'll check vision to see if they know. They do know. TP is up for both top laners, so maybe they just want to bait out a TP here. Maokai ult is going to drop. This is going to catch some people. Ryze is doing damage. Return Maokai ulti, but Silas is real low. Udyr is getting there. Lux ult misses, but health bars are just not where you want them to be. Even in the side lane, that's a flash out for Malphite. We'll try to bait something. Fiora really wants to hold on. Ooh, we'll just trade ulti. And die for it! Great Shmoo gets a 1v1 kill. But that is Baron over. So, Ash Arrow coming in will not do anything. Alright. As Rose University, or Rose Holman University sets up for their Baron sieges, and U of L prepares for their response, I will use the restroom. As soon as I sat down, Ash ulti hits. This looks like a really great pick from U of L. Never have I used the bathroom faster in my life. Alright. Blue team on the opponent's Baron push. Gets a pick and gets Dragon. That is sole point for U of L. Fiora on sides getting ever so stronger. Alright. Safe to say it's late game. We will check in. Ooh, whoa! I'll step away the camera for a second. Check it in with items. This is... who cares about items right now? Yeah, let's pay attention to the siege that's about to happen and this counter siege that's getting posted up. So, Ash Volley buying a lot of space. But of course, Maokai, whenever he wants to, can rip the ulti and trudge along. Lux hasn't really looked for any long-range bindings for potential picks. Really just playing as a backline character, making sure that if the extra damage is to be put in over the top, that she can provide it. Saya collecting that mid-wave. Now it's safe to look for items. Let's see what's going on. Triple items done for Caitlyn. 2 done for Zaya. I was going to say comparable damage, but no, I think Caitlyn will just rip damage across the enemy team, especially with that Runans. Mid lane, Saris and Roa done for Rise, and just Roa done for Silas. Similar to last game, where Silas was getting a lot of kills in gold early, but the other mid laner completed their 2 item switch. But I digress. Udyr with Juxo and Demonic being a tanky lad. Maokai with Leandries and Demonic being a slightly less tanky lad, but more burning damage on. And similar, Radiant against the aura that really wants that tower. Will eat an ulti. Malphite will be full health off of it. A lot of pings going down for Baron here. Or just reminding the team. 2 minutes still on Baron. 2 and 30 on Dragon. Just confirming, yeah. Ravenous. And a Gore Drinker with a Hex Drinker potentially as 3rd. Potential fight may pop out here. Malphite walks into Fiora's bush, or doesn't expect her to be there. I don't know if Fiora knows that Udyr is hovering. Sees, jumps out. No ulti for Malphite, was using the 1v1 at the tower. Maokai is here to counter. Ash goes wide. You know, I know it's up every so often, but I still think going for higher percentage hits is always better. Because, like, let's take a look at mid lane. If I can get my hotkeys correct. Like, mid lane. Ooh, Silas potentially looking like. Imagine if you had Ash ult here, which is also coming up. Maybe I'm just speaking garbage. 1v1 going down. And actually, kind of close. Fiora not committing ulti. A lot of pings going down. They want to jump on this Caitlyn here. Maokai ult goes out. Walking out. Does not hit. That would have been a really bad pick for you side. Baron coming up shortly. Both an early TP. I don't really agree with the early TP because Fiora has like full range to push as hard as she wants now. But early TP is good if you can actually get a pick from Malphite over. Baron will be started. Going down. Half health. A lot of poke coming in. Health bars are getting lower. Oh, mouth. Maokai steals another objective. That's Baron over, and look at Fiora on the map. Just sieging. So maybe they can get return kills here. I mean, it's good, but Fiora gets a Nexus Tower. Rise TPs to stop the backs. It gets a shutdown. Oh, wow. We'll die for it. And Xayah maybe just killed herself or burned her own flash. Fiora coming in. Super strong, level 18. Stun will hard look for Ashe. Switch over to Udyr, get a lot of damage in, but can't really confirm off of a dash too far there. Ashe ulties back up, gets parried. Xayah, imagine if he had flash. Dies and goes over to Kayn. Okay, so Maokai got another stolen objective. And Udyr just pinned that his smite is not up for this Dragon Soul. Maokai is here with smite. They need to kill Maokai if they want this objective. Be okay. I guess if I say it, it happens. Maokai is out for this dragon fight. Lux still has ulti. Lux burns her ulti. And Dragon Souls picked up Hextech Souls. So strong. And yeah, no, I mean, that thought is completed. It is so strong. Checking in here. Zynia's completed for Silas. Thornmill completed for Malphite. Hexbringer completed for Fiora. And Void Staff completed for Rise. Not a lot of MR. Wait, Void Staff is, yeah, percent pen. I thought it would be better against actual MR, but maybe he's preemptively thinking Udyr and Malphite are eventually going to address me as the AV threat. So picking it up early. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm thinking about old items, where Void Staff was the one you got. If they were already building MR, there was a different item that had just flat armor pen on it. You can tell I don't play mid lane. I don't build mage, I'm a support player. Fiora in a bush. Finds Malphite. Gets a little bit of damage out. Nothing to brag home about. Udyr's down here. No backup here. TP on the Rise, but Fiora just walking out. That's an ulti. That's damage. Ashe arrow goes wide. That's a big Kayn ult. And collected by Udyr. That's a really bad pick on the Fiora. Or as a Fiora. Rise will be pushing bot side. That minion, super minion wave will be escorted in. Silas will go back to probably catch that. Siege now starts for U of L. Okay, Malphite is the one to catch the bot wave. Silas says, hey, if we're going to win a team fight, I might be the one to do it. Malphite ulti is on cooldown. Maokai ulti is up. So pick could be found there if they ever just... Oh, Silas, Maokai ult, maybe. That's so much damage going down on Udyr. That's a collected Udyr. And Rise just has access to the backline, gets a kill, and ulti's in. That's a triple Rise ult onto a Silas, gets a kill, but Caitlyn Gaming, that's so much damage coming out. Gets return kills, makes it worth. Fiora is up, no TP. I was saying no TP because if she looked TP into the base on that bot wave, I don't think Malphite Caitlyn can actually handle this Fiora. Only 3 items. Caitlyn on 4. Yeah, this is a great time to beat Caitlyn. I was mentioning in draft how Caitlyn is such a strong meta pick right now. You can see why. Just a long range, the early IE you can pick up. Just a menace in late games. Did burn Flash in that fight though, so we'll be down for Baron, which is coming up. Let's see how they play around Caitlyn. This is one of the problems with marksman supports, is the peel is really minimal. Flash can provide slows, provide a short range arrow or enchanted arrow, but that will only stun for like less than a second. So if Rose Pullman finds an in onto Caitlyn, it's wraps. I don't think a GA was on that list of items. It wasn't. So if Caitlyn can free fire, it's pretty much a one fight. If they get onto Caitlyn, it's real tough to save. Both top laners are bot. Fiora does have TP advantage. That's an Ash Arrow. It lands. That's a lot of damage. That's a kill on Lux. Some return damage. Caitlyn ulti chunking Xayah. Flash forward. That's a flash response. Oh, I mean ulti response. Top lane is 1v1ing it out. It's not obvious who's winning this. Fiora has... Oh, no, it's obvious. Fiora wins. Oh, maybe you can take it out. Can't take it out any longer, but their team gets the recall. Silas is back. Inhib will be collected. Baron will be started. Ryze is TPing to get off this Baron. This is a risky Baron. Maokai's looking for another steal. Does he get... He gets it again! This Maokai's having the time of his life. Just every objective he wants to steal, he gets it. Prolonging the game now. Prolonging the game isn't... now pings are going down for Elder Dragon actually at 45 seconds. Both junglers have smite. Some training in here. If a jungler gets picked before Elder Dragon, that's pretty much a done game. Ash Arrow lands, but no follow-up. That's an ulti to... Oh! Chunk out Xayah. Does she have lifesteal? She does not. Maybe we'll have to back for this. We'll be late for Dragon, or Elder Dragon, up in 20. Fiora does have TP, but Malphite's pushing out that bot wave. Now, river control to U of L. But Maokai ulti is up. Fiora could look for a flank. It's pushing mid right now. It's a dicey scenario to be in. That's Maokai ult out. Lux probably just ulted for vision. Fiora's in the base, pushing it in. Oh, this is a check scenario. Can Elder be collected? Elder's collected, but someone needs to respond to Fiora in time. Malphite gets there. Caitlyn gaining, long range, Elder collected, but can you actually stop Fiora? Malphite has attack speed slows, but Silas is here. Oh my god, direct the camera, please. Can Fiora be collected? You have to. You have Elder. Just enough damage and gets it. Can you end the game off of this? 1 minute on Fiora. But waves are pushed in. The furthest wave is top lane, and Xayah's already addressing it. But Caitlyn's here. 1, 2, 3 autos probably collected. Almost got killed in response, actually. Wow. That was a full build Xayah maybe would have. Okay. Fiora held on to TP. Now we can check. Red side does not have any deep wards. So there's nothing to TP to. Blue side, we can check how long their Elder is. Halfway done. So, what's the play? Is Fiora gonna run back bot lane, do the same thing? Is it gonna be a Ryze TP, Ryze ulti, try to escort people to backdoor? Or is it gonna be a Caitlyn Ashe siege mid lane, where as soon as someone steps out of line, send an Ashe arrow, get a pick. Like right now, that's Lux. That's a stolen ulti for disrespect. Elder Dragon collects the kill. But we can see if Fiora is like hard looking to end the game. Because porting over, trying to get into the base. This is a base race scenario. No one sees Fiora yet until right now when she entered the base. Malphite's backing. We can go to Fiora's perspective right now. This might be just a over game. Malphite's here, trying to slow attack speed, but that's over. Fiora finds the back door. That is game 2, and the series going over to Rose Holman. 0-2 for U of L. What a anticlimactic finish to the series. But when you're in that late game scenario and you have one person on the enemy team that's so fed, you have to have 2 people to respond. It's not like you can have that siege mid lane. Maybe it was just 3 people. If it was just Caitlyn, Ashe, Udyr, maybe that's your siege, and then you can just like try to bait out Maokai ulti. But regardless, that's game 2. We can check out grass real fast just to see damage. Yeah, Caitlyn, 36,000 damage, but can't carry the game. Funny enough, Fiora was 10k damage behind, but just winning that side lane, getting that back door will close out a game. So, on the stream, that is 2-0 victory for Rose Holman. The CLOL games will continue. It's not like we're kicked out, but getting out from this stage of the bracket into future, I'm not sure exactly what how a tournament is set up, but it's doom and gloom at the U of L camp. Rose Holman has a pretty decisive victory. Game 1, early game, was able to save themselves from a losing early and transition to a late. Game 2, turns out, it's really hard to stop side lanes. But that should be it from us over on the stream. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.